Hi everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to day 381 of trying a new makeup product every day. Today I'm going to be trying out the Revele, I never know how to pronounce brands, but I'm going to go with it. And this is the Sillisponge Beauty Blender, and I actually found this at the Dollar Tree. So it was only $1 and this looks like nice packaging. It doesn't look like the typical dollar store makeup products that I've tried out, and basically it's like 50 cents a silly sponge. But so the silicone beauty sponges probably became a trend, I would say like at least a year ago, and I never tried them. But then when I was in the Dollar Tree the other day, they had a bunch of these. It looked like they were new to the dollar store, and also this brand seemed new to my Dollar Tree. So I was so excited to see something new, something I hadn't tried before, and something that was only $1. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to go today. And so what this says is that the Sillisponge Beauty Blender has a smooth, non-porous, silicone-like surface that won't soak up foundation, highlighter, or cream blush like a regular beauty blender, which means you will use less product with virtually no waste. And then for how to use it, it says use a small amount of cream or liquid product and rotate in small circular motions to spread. Tap repeatedly to blend and settle for an airbrushed flawless look. I mean, I do like the feel of it. Kind of feels like a stress relieving squishy toy. So I'm just gonna go for it. I've already primed my skin, but I'm gonna go in with the Rose All Day Foundation, one of my favorite go-to foundations, which if you want to see my review on this, I will link that video down below. But so just by pumping it onto the back of my hand, and then it says to take a little amount, and then to, apply in a swirling motion. It really it's cool because it's just moving the product on my face and not collecting any of the product like I'm used to, whether it's a brush or a sponge. There's some soaking up of product, and it's definitely different having the product only stay on my face. It's blending. I'm like instinctively patting at it the way I would if it were a sponge, like a dampened sponge. And when I'm patting at it, it's really smoothing out the kind of like strokes that you can see from when you blend it out in circular motions. And wow, I feel like a little bit of product went so much further than it normally does, because as you can see, like nothing left on the sponge. I only took that little bit and I was able to do my chin and my cheek. Normally I can't cover that much area with just a little bit. See how it does on my forehead. Yeah, so it's like when I'm first applying it, I'm like, this texture just doesn't look natural. It kind of looks like a painting, like it almost has visible strokes and texture. But now that I've spread it and I start patting at it, it really is smoothing it out for that airbrushed effect like it says. Oh, along my hairline though, when I have a sponge, I can like blend it in seamlessly with my hairline. Now it's like such an obvious line of where the foundation ends. But I mean, I feel like the coverage is good, and it's not taking an extra long amount of time to apply it either. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it pretty easily. but it's like when you first apply it, it looks really crazy. Like, I want to get up close so that you can see what I mean about that texture. But then the difference that just patting at it makes, it smooths it out completely. Like, I actually feel as if I've used too much product. I still have a whole pump left on my hand right now, but I've already been able to cover my entire face in what feels like a pretty full coverage, thick amount. And also something I'm noticing about this is that it's not as flexible and easy to get into like the little nooks of my face. Okay, wow, so that is crazy that I still have so much product on my hand, but I have a full coverage face of makeup, and I use this foundation all the time. I know that it takes 2 pumps to apply this foundation to my entire face when I use a sponge, a beauty blender, but so that's like the coolest part about this, is that it really is no waste, and it's very surprising to think how much product actually gets absorbed by the makeup tools. And although I think the foundation looks okay, it's just not as good as when I apply it with a dampened sponge. I can still see a little bit of texture unevenness due to the strokes that are made from using this. It ended up taking a little bit longer to blend out my entire face, and also where I'm dry, I feel like when I use a dampened sponge, it does help cover the dry areas and make the texture look a little bit smoother, because it's also adding that moisture in at the same time. Whereas with this, where I'm dry, the foundation just seems to be clinging a little bit more to the dry patches. But all in all, I'm pleasantly surprised by this. I feel like I never really heard great things about the silicone sponges, but for basically 50 cents, finding this at the dollar store in a 2-pack, I think it did a decent job. And also, if I started using this every day, I'm sure I'd get even better at it and perfect my technique even more. But for just the first time of applying it, I have like good coverage, smooth texture, and saved so much product. I'm like, what am I going to do with this now that it's on my hand? But so let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on the silicone sponge. I'd love to know if anyone actually transitioned from a makeup sponge to a silicone sponge. I don't think that I will personally be doing that, but it is cool to have in my collection now if I ever feel like using it. And I just love trying out new like gimmicky products. This is like the perfect gimmicky product to do for a fun makeup review, and so now I can say that I've tried a silicone sponge. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see the makeup that I try every day, and I will see you tomorrow in my next video.